Well, good morning. I'm kind of deciding that I think I want to get all these out so that people can review them right away if they like and go through all the cards. I'm still going to do my daily one card at a time, but here's Pentacles, and the Pentacles are grounded. They're about Earth. Um, they're a lot of times about money and our home. They are um, sometimes about work because they're about money, but not always. That's what it is. So this is the Ace of Cup or the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles, again, when we look at the ace, it's always in the hand, it's coming out, it's being delivered. This is prosperity. This is a new beginning that's going to bring some financial goodness to you. If it's a beginning in something else that's not work related or money related, it does mean that something really good is going to come out of this. Very prosperous, very just a super good beginning. This is, to me, is truly one of the best cards. When I see this in as a beginning, this is truly a great beginning of something. It shows here with the archway and all. I mean, it's important to look at all of the aspects when we're doing a reading. But this is, I really believe one of the best cards you can get. If it's coming up in a past, it might be, hey, take a look. You were given this. What did you do with it? Type situation. So there you have the ace. And then this is the Two of Pentacles. And as you can see, there's like rockiness going on around him. He's, juggling these two pentacles. He's kind of focused over here. Should he be focused over there? This really is about focus in your life, balance in your life. Are you spending too much time at work? Are you spending too much time at home? So when this comes up in a reading, it can definitely be a reminder to get balance. It could also be saying that you will be more balanced, or look at all this rocky stuff if you're not. So kind of keep an eye on the cards around it, and you'll know whether it's more on the positive, you're moving to being balanced, or whether you're moving away. And it does say, as soon as you get a hold of this rocky pentacle thing, you're going to move into the Three of Pentacles. And we talked about this with the cups. There's like many completions, and that's what this is. The Three of Pentacles is going to be really about mastery. Really, this should be later on in the suit because it is one of the best pentacles to get. As you can see, there's three players in this card. Now, not all cards will have three people in it, but it's like a collaboration. They're working together to master something. They are becoming very good at what they're doing. This is an awesome card to get, especially, in a future, because it's saying that you're going to master something, something very specific, whether it's a project, whether it's a meeting, depending on how deep the reading is. This is a good positive card on an outcome. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. Now this can be either way. As you can see, he's got four pentacles, and he's got two under his feet, one in his hand, and one on his head. He's holding on so tightly. Can he do anything else at all? So it is a reminder. Are you holding on to something so tightly that you don't have room for anything else in your life? Are you willing to put down one of these pentacles to bring something else into your life? Are you holding on to these because you worked so hard for these pentacles and you don't want to let them go? That's really what this is about. It's not letting go. It's holding on really, really tight. It is about saving, saving money. I would say if this came up, kind of as a warning card, or even, like an action card, it could mean that, hey, watch yourself. You need to save a little bit. If the person is not like really holding on to something too tightly, then that's maybe a warning that, hey, put some of your bucks away, or put something away for a rainy day. So it can be a warning as that. But if you are holding on tightly to something, when you're holding on too tightly to something and you don't make room for anything else, and that thing leaves you, then what happens? The Five of Pentacles happens. And the Five of Pentacles is a very tough card, and they're walking in the snow, and they feel like they have no place to go and nothing to eat, and he's hurt, and their heads are down, and it's snowing. The thing is, there is a church back here. So what does this really mean? Are they destitute? Or are they just not seeing the help that's there? I think a lot of times in life that when we get really down on ourselves or things don't go well, we are, and it's always hard to seek out help, that sometimes we don't see the help. We can be destitute, but it's also a reminder to not be so prideful that you don't find help or that you don't ask for help. And this card is very important in that respect. When it comes up in a reading, and especially if it's a really serious reading or the querent is kind of down, this can be a warning to say, hey, you know what? Maybe you should, get some help. It's a good time to have, if you're doing a reading, to have resources available. When you're doing readings, it's always a good idea to have resources available to give to your client, whether it's, some kind of hotline, whether it's for food or shelter or abuse or any of those things. Because when you're doing readings, these things could come up and you don't want to leave your people hanging like they don't have anywhere else to go. And that's too where you pull action cards. When you see something that's down, you want to get an action. If this were to come up in an action, it's specifically saying go get help, go ask for help, go find help. And it's always nice to have something, if you have something to, give to that querent on that. So as an action, it can be go get help. But when it comes up in a reading, it's be careful, look around you, see if there is help. If it comes up in a future position, it can be some hardship, knowing that, but again, if it's a future influence, we mold our lives. If this comes up in a future influence, it's just a warning. Hey, you know what? Maybe let's go back to the 4 and you need to hold on to that money. Or are you holding on too tight? So it's kind of like, what do we need to do? The 6 of Pentacles is us coming out of that 5, or vice versa. This is the person helping the people in the 5. This is about being successful, but about sharing your success. So not keeping it to yourself. This is about actually giving help to people, whether it's a helping hand, whether it's money, whether it's direction. He is handing out what he has to give. And to me, that's what this is saying. This person is actually giving to the people in the card before. So, and when it comes up in a reading, it's like a reminder. If it comes up in an action, that's specifically what I think of, is it's telling the client, hey, you know what? Be sure to let go enough to give, because there's a lot of people out there that won't ask for help because they're afraid to ask for help or they're too prideful. But also, just to know when this card comes up that you're successful enough to be able to provide help is a very good and comforting feeling that you've worked hard for that as well. And the 7, and again, when we talk about the choices, I said that there's a lot of choices in the 7. This isn't specific choices, but this is about kind of planting a garden. And not a garden, so to speak, that grows that's plants, but planting an idea, planting a project, starting something. But it's not the thing that you start that takes off. It's the thing that you start that needs care to grow. It's not like getting on a jet plane. This is literally like, okay, I'm going to plant my tomatoes and it's going to take 9 months before they grow and I get my tomatoes. So when you start an idea and you start cultivating it, there's a lot to it. And this is a big reminder that when you're cultivating an idea, not only do you cultivate the idea itself, and not only do you water the area and you give it sunshine and you're giving it things, same time, when you want something to grow, you got to weed some things out, because if there's weeds holding that growth back, it's not going anywhere. So good reminder, weed your garden. This means usually a lot of times that something's in progress, something's growing. The seeds you planted is still happening. It's still growing. It's a nice, good reminder in a reading to know that anything that you started is not over yet. It's still growing, but it could be a reminder, hey, you know what? You may need to weed a little bit, or hey, give some water. So, hey, whatever you're cultivating is working. Just maybe take care of it a little bit. And then, so it's a good card. It just can be a reminder to take care. And the 8, this is actually one of my favorite cards. They call it the apprentice card in some of the books I've read. And it's really about about a trade. And they explain it like an apprentice learning a trade, and he's becoming good at it. And if you can see, he is so focused, and he is really focused on getting these pentacles made And so when it comes up in a reading, it's really about starting something new, but not just starting it. It's like this really close to your heart thing that you're taking it to that level of what if it's work, it's something that's going to be new to you. Maybe you're not educated in it, but you're learning on the job, or you're becoming a painter and you're really trying to hone your craft, and it's the working part of that new start. It's not just starting, it's actually working it through, being focused enough to do better at it, to become good at it. And it's the beginning of becoming really good at something. And I like this card because I like to become good at things, and I like new things, and I like to learn new things. So when this card comes up to me, I enjoy it. The Nine of Pentacles is what happens after you have honed your craft and done well. The Nine is about success, and she's a successful lady. She's independent. She doesn't need anybody around her. She has her little bird. She's got all her pentacles. She's beautiful. She's standing tall. Some people will go, oh my God, she looks lonely. She doesn't have a man or whatever. It doesn't matter. She's not lonely. She's independent. She has gotten to the point where she has made her living. She has made her name. She has made a point, whatever that looks like, is that she's reached that level where, you're pretty dang proud of yourself. Beautiful card to come up in a career that you've done well. Things are going well. And people look up to you because you've done this. This is really a good card. Now we're at the 10. And the 10 speaks completely and totally of family and home. And you can see there's the different generations. There's the animals. I want to get the glare out of the way. So there's a lot of really good stuff in this card. And it's really too about the home as well. So, it comes up to reading, think about the home. If it comes up with money and stuff, it could be an inheritance. It could be you're selling your home for a certain amount. It could be you're buying a new home. It could be totally revolved around your family. So this is when it's really important to see the other cards around. But it is the final card of the suit. So it's like, okay, we've done all of these things with our money and our jobs and such. And now we're going to reap the benefits and have a lovely home and have a lovely family around us. And then this card is like kind of a magic card. The Page of Pentacles reminds me a lot of the Ace of Pentacles. Again, he's a messenger. So he's giving you this gift of a pentacle, which says, good things are really on their way. Comes up as a person. He's a lovely person. He's grounded. He's immature, but he is still grounded, and he is pretty focused. He doesn't need a lot of attention, all of those good things. He's just, pretty good guy. So this is kind of a nice card to have come up in a reading. It's a really good message if it comes up. If it's about work, something, you're going to get some good messages about either your job or your status or a promotion. It's a positive, whatever it is, it's positive. And the Knight, I think of this as a very positive card too. This is a younger person on the horse, again with movement, standing up a little higher. He's not on a crown or on a throne, but he is on a horse, so he's got a little bit more oomph. A younger person that is not young, but maybe 20s, 30s, who is very focused on their career, very focused and grounded on things they do. They're trying to move forward. They've got the forward energy, motion. When it comes up, whoever this is depicting is someone that is trying to ground their career, move up in their career, or just let you know that their career is important. So if it comes up in a relationship reading, maybe, just know that this person might be really focused on his career and may not give you the attention that you want because he is focused in that direction. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just a thing. But it is a good card as far as just a reminder, to move forward and to have that forward energy, moving forward in your career mostly, not necessarily family, but it could be depending on the other things. And this queen is very grounded queen. She loves her home. She loves the things in her home. She, because it's about money, a lot of it is about status, and she's that kind of queen. Doesn't mean she's rich, but when you walk into this queen's home, everything is so. You know, she's got, if it's not expensive, it looks like it is. So she's got nice things around. It's very neat. It's very clean. She takes a lot of pride in what she has, not only her material things, but what she has as far as built in her life. And she does show it off, but she's not a show off. She's not, you know, she's not one of those that's the one necessarily dancing at the bars on the table and having a good time. She's the one that, you know, stands a little bit taller and is watching things around her. She doesn't need that kind of attention. She doesn't usually need too much attention at all. Very focused on what she has. You can see she's very focused on what she has. The King of Pentacles would be a great husband. Same thing, you know, he's grounded. He doesn't need a lot of attention. He is fine watching someone else get the attention because he's going to make all the plans. He's the planner. He makes things happen, but doesn't make them happen. That's the Wands' job. The Wands are the go-getter, the movement. He's the planner. He's the brain. He's the money man. He is that kind of king. You know, he doesn't want the attention, but he is very much in sharing and teaching and showing other people how to do what he does. He just doesn't need a lot of attention, but he will be the planner. So when he comes up, he is a planner. If it comes up in a relationship reading and it's a female having the reading, hey, this is a good king to have, because that means he's stable. A lot of the King of Pentacles are usually very stable. So grand. We've got through the Pentacles. The next I'm going to do Wands, and we'll have that to you shortly.